Iya, na wakati ni sasa saa hii. We are all Kenyans. We are all Kenyans. We are just a Kenyan
So this is how today looked like in Nairobi on the 8th of August 2024. It's 19:10 East African time. This is the Black Hot Fire updates with me, Dimorio. Here, of course, I'm going to be taking you throughout everything that was happening in Africa today. And we have to start at home, where the Nane demos were taking place today, with Kenyan protesters taking to the streets again, calling for, among many things, accountability in the government. The demos have been going on for over the last 2 months. Started as anti-finance bill protests. The finance bill was scrapped. Went into now the anti-establishment, the anti-Bretton Woods, the anti-IMF, the anti-World Bank, anti-Westernization, anti-neocolonialism protest. And that is what the angle that the protests and the demos have now taken. Today was what was termed as the Nane, the 8th of August demos. Comes after the Saba. Last month there was the Saba. So that is just to tell you that it looks like this is not going to relent. It's going to be a movement that is going to go on for some time. This is how Nairobi looked like today. Go. So at one point, the police in Nairobi had to shut down the CBD, where they ordered everybody to close down the businesses and everybody to leave the CBD, citing a security threat, with some protesters having threatened to march to State House, to occupy State House. So it was for that reason that Kenyan police decided to shut down the CBD, ordered everybody out, and closed down the businesses. Most of the roads leading to the city were also closed. That means if you had plans to go to the city, then you had to cancel or walk, because most of the matatus are not even operating towards the CBD because it didn't look so good with the tear gas and the gunfire. And of course, as you know, with Kenyan protest, goons infiltrating the protest and the demos, and the goons who infiltrate the demos end up stealing not just from the protesters and the demonstrators, but also from the businesses. That is how the Kenyan political class deals with demonstrations. When they get out of hand, they hire goons and criminals to infiltrate the movement. And now that, of course, paints the protesters as violent and allows, for example, the police to close down. So not much has been, I haven't heard of any deaths so far. I haven't checked whether there has been casualties today, but that is to be expected with the demonstrations in Africa, especially considering how rogue our police forces are. For example, there is absolutely no reason to lob tear gas canisters at peaceful protesters. That is something that they're doing within the provisions of the Constitution. It's something that they have a right to. It's something that they are allowed to. It's not like you're doing them a favor or anything. what you're supposed to be doing is guarding them, not bombing them, not tear gassing them and shooting them. I said bombing intentionally because the other time we had cases of people throwing tear gas, police throwing tear gas canisters in houses, in residential houses where they were kids, and also throwing tear gas canisters at including gas stations. And I wondered, do these people think sometimes, because how do you throw a tear gas canister that is explosive at a gas station? Do you know the effect and the damage that can cause? So this was how Nairobi looked like today: tear gas, gunshots, and explosions. Even though you could hear the protesters chanting, "We are peaceful." That was the chants that they had. They were chanting, "We are peaceful, we are peaceful." The police do not understand what "we are peaceful" means, and they ended up shooting, firing tear gas canisters at peaceful protesters. If you can remember, the last time that we had uh, protests at this magnitude was when they invaded parliament, and we saw police shooting at young men who had nothing on them apart from the Kenyan flag. So now the Kenyan flag was the mark. If you were seen with the Kenyan flag, you were getting fired or shot at. Even saw a video of them beating up a security guard. I don't know what the security guard did, but the police did beat him up, roughed him up so badly. So, and for a fact that even after all those murders, some say 60, some say 40, some say 50, even after all those people were killed, we've never seen a single policeman arrested or taken to court, even though there was evidence all over on what had happened. We saw video clips of police officers who did some of the damages, but they have never been arrested. Nothing has ever been done, and even the cabinet secretary who was in charge at that time was reinstated. So it's a very sad state of affair that has been happening in Africa, really, where we have a rogue police force that thinks it's immune to the suffering of the common citizen. When people demonstrate, that is within the confinement of their law, of their constitutional rights. They're not going against. They're not breaking any law. They don't even need to be arrested unless they are breaking any law, and in this case, they are not. So this follows what has been days of protests in Nigeria. Also, Nigerians have been protesting against the same reasons Kenya are protesting. The Ugandan one, haven't heard of a second episode. Maybe it has happened, but I haven't seen. So the Nigerian one was, we're gonna be looking at the Nigerian one next, with the government now arresting students who marched with Russian flags. Still, just shows you how rogue, and I mean, I don't think it's against. I haven't seen the Nigerian constitution. I don't even know what color it looks like. But if there's actually a provision in the Nigerian constitution that bans, look at them throwing a tear gas inside a building. Inside a building. And I was saying, I don't think there is any provision in the Nigerian constitution that bans anybody from carrying whatever flag they want. I mean, if those people are protesting with the LGBTQ flags, would they be arrested? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's stupid. In as much as I'm one of the people who do not support us demonstrating, carrying any foreign flags, the Nigerians should carry Nigerian flags when demonstrating. We are not welcoming the Russians to Africa. We are not welcoming anybody to Africa. We want to be an independent Africa. I mean, we can work with Russia as equals. In as much as I do not support the Nigerians carrying the Russian flags, in as much as I would not advise any African country to carry any foreign flag in their demonstrations. The fact that what they did, carrying the Russian flags, was stupid, but not criminal. It's not against any law. And Nigeria detaining students for carrying Russian flags just shows you how a joke of a continent we are. So Nigerian security forces have detained 7 Polish nationals, including 6 students and a lecturer, for allegedly displaying Russian flags during protests against the economic hardship that have been happening in Nigeria, which is in the West Africa. So they were arrested on Monday, and what they were arrested for is, the police are saying, they were found displaying foreign flags. Well, as I said, I haven't looked at the Nigerian constitution. I don't know if it bans the display of flags, foreign flags, so I'm not gonna speak from that angle because I don't know. What I said is, it would be ridiculous if the Nigerian constitution is actually against display. I mean, you can display whatever flag you want to display. What if I'm a Kenyan in Nigeria? Can't I carry the Kenyan flag in Nigeria now? In as much as we are asking Africans not to be naive in their fight for liberation, because thinking that the Russians are better than the forces that we are fighting against, which Russia is one of them, is being naive. So let us not be naive. And as we are fighting for the independence of Africa, let us avoid welcoming foreign powers in our battle. We might consult from them. We might have them train us. We might trade with them. We might forge friendship in other areas and in other ways, but we do not welcome them in our fight. We do not want them. We are not going to replace one master with the other. The whole talk about the lesser devil is naivety. It's childlike, talking about this one is a lesser devil than the other one. A devil is a devil, and a lesser devil has the potential to become a bigger devil, like the devil we're doing away with. So lesser, bigger, minor, older, we're doing away with all the devils. So I know that is the talk that has been happening, that we know Russia is not good, but at least they are the lesser devils. At least they don't do this, they don't do that. Given a chance, they are going to do this and do that. Because, of course, and I wouldn't blame them for having their own self-interest, it's human nature to have self-interest in everything. Even as Africans, we should be looking into having self-interest in anything, in everything that we do, in whichever country we trade with, in whichever people we relate with. We should be having our self-interest first before anything else. I mean, the friendships can go to hell. What are we benefiting from it? I don't know, the China-Africa summit. What are we gaining from it? So I do not blame Russia for having self-interest in anything. In fact, we should be learning from them that in whatever we do as Africans, let us put our own self-interest first. If we're not benefiting from a certain table, then leave the table. If we're not equals in a certain discussion forum, then we're not attending that forum. In fact, if we're having an Africa-China summit, let it be in Accra. Let the Chinese come. Sit on the other side of the table. We listen to them. If their proposal is benefiting us, sign it. If their proposal is benefiting them, they can leave. That is what Niger is doing. Niger signed a deal, a 400 million worth of an oil deal with China the other day. So it's time for Africans to stop the naivety of, I know the talk about the lesser devil is what has been happening. I mean, even and for us to understand that we're talking about, I would call them cousins. The Russia, China, the US, everybody, they are all part of what we're fighting against. So, but still, it's also stupid for the Nigerian government to detain students for carrying Russian flags. It's not a crime to be stupid. They were just stupid. And I wouldn't say stupid, I would say ignorant. It's not a crime, it's not criminal to be ignorant. And they're going to learn along the way. like the Kenyans did. The Kenyans started by fighting the finance bill, realized, oh, the finance bill is not even part of the problem. We have a bigger problem, which is the president. Then they went for the president. Then they realized the president is not even the problem. He is just part of the problem. I mean, if he wasn't there, then somebody else would be there doing the same thing. And they went past the president and went for the enablers now that is the Bretton Woods. So even the Nigerians, I know it's just a matter of time, and they are going to know, they're going to be, they're going to be nuanced and understand that there's no point in these demos if we are kicking out one master and bringing in another, because the new master will be the same as the old one, given a chance, maybe worse. So it's time we start putting our own self-interest first before anything else. Before we go for those loans, how are they benefiting us? Before we start a certain project, before we start building 400 million worth of railways and roads, are they beneficial to us or to the people who give us the loans? And so this is how Kenya looked like today, as we wrap up on Kenya, and not really wrap up on Kenya, because we're going to be talking about some other financial reforms in Kenya. With the Kenyan currency, it looks like the Kenyan currency is getting changed. That is their 1,000 note. They say that they are introducing new security features into it, so we're going to be looking at that in a minute. But this was how Nairobi looked like today, with heavy police presence and roads closed. And of course, this is it might look small, but let me tell you, the effect this is having on the Kenyan government is big. And for that reason, the government will have to listen whether it wants or not. Because, for example, the fact that Nairobi was closed today means the government lost billions of money in terms of taxes, and it doesn't want that. Is not something you want. As you know, the fact that this war is even going into the economic side, you might not see it when you look at it, but trust me, it's hitting more on the economic side than on any other side. That is, when businesses, when roads close, when the CBD has to close at 11 a.m., then the economic effect of the same will be felt. The government will feel the effect of the same. Anyway, going on to looking at other news from Kenya, we are going to be seeing new currency, new 1,000 shilling notes and some other notes. The government has said that it is going to add security features on the Kenyan notes. That is according to the Central Bank of Kenya. Let me just share a video of some of the new security features that the government claimed it's going to add on the Kenyan currency, so that you can look at the other side of it, because I do not trust anything that comes from any government in Africa. I always have to look at the other side. Why is the government introducing these new security features on the Kenyan notes?
To look a little different in the coming months. I have 100 shillings currency note, but its appearance will be... Your money is about to look a little different in the coming months. I have 100 shillings currency note, but its appearance will be updated to include 4 key features that will be distinct from this version. In May 2019, the government released the new generation banknotes that bear aspects of our nation and culture, such as the big five.
Yeah, but they just to mention, the current Kenyan notes that we are using are 5 years old. They were changed 5 years ago, so we're using a new note already, which now they are looking into changing again, making changes, about 4 changes into them 5 years later. They say they're security changes. So let's see.
Animals depicted in the notes, the image of the KICC building, and images that match our nature and heritage. For instance, the 50 shillings note shows green energy such as wind power and solar power. 100 shillings note shows agriculture. 200 shillings note shows social services such as medical services, education, and athletics. The 500 shillings note shows tourism such as beach parks and the lion. while the 1,000 shillings note shows governance with a picture of Parliament. On August 7th, 2024, the Central Bank of Kenya has announced an updated version of the currency notes that will affect all denominations. These changes are in line with Section 22 of the CBK Act, which grants CBK the authority to determine and update denominations, inscriptions, forms, material, and other characteristics of the notes and coins. The changes will include 4 key features: 2 new signatures, the year the note was printed, and new security threads. The 2 signatures belong to the Governor of the Central Bank of Kenya, Dr. Kamau Thuge, and Treasury Principal Secretary, Dr. Chris Kiptoo. This will be right beside the value of the note. The note will also include the year of the print, which is 2024, and also new security threads with color-changing effects that are specific to each denomination. The new security thread will be a continuous line that will change color when tilted. When placed under UV light, the golden band will show the value of the banknote. Some of the features that will remain include the watermark, which shows a picture of the lion's head, the text CBK, the value of the note. CBK will begin with a 1,000 shillings note, as the other denominations will be updated in the coming months. What are your thoughts on the new update? Let us know in the comments below.
That was Kenya introducing new security features on its 5-year-old notes. The new currency is just 5-year-old, and it's already started getting updated. I don't know, with new security features and everything. I think I had Keith. Hi, Keith.
Sounds like damn, my voice is gone. Damn.
What happened?
I don't know. I don't know. Damn. Sounds like some new world order shit. I don't know. My voice is just completely gone. I don't know why.
I actually thought you have a cold or something.
Nah. Nope. Nope, no cold. Nah. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
Your voice is gone.
Yeah, I wouldn't yell at nobody, so I don't have any idea. Shit, it's crazy.
Not even a sore throat. It's not a sore throat you have?
Nah, not a sore throat. No sore throat. I just woke up with my voice fucked up.
I was talking about the Kenyan banknotes that are about to be updated again. They're seeking to update the Kenyan currency with new security features. They are calling them security features, including a security thread. They're going to introduce something called a security thread. Let me show you the security thread that they're going to put into the notes. That is, they're saying it's to enhance more security in. So this is the security thread that is going to be introduced in the Kenyan notes. That is to enhance their security.
Sound like some new world order shit.
Yeah, it does. Because the notes are not even 5-year-old. I mean, anyways, we're going to see. We're going to know what they are up to at the end of the day. We are in 2024. You can't hide anything for too long. People are gonna find out at the end of the day. So that was Kenya with the new currency notes. And talking about Kenya, we have had cases of monkeypox virus in Kenya.
I've already told you.
Yep.
I've already explained to you what they were trying to do with that monkeypox shit. That's them. Damn, my voice is gone. That's them, family, trying to do a new pandemic. Now you got monkeypox in Kenya. We know that we know sodomy is what gives you monkeypox.
Yeah.
There's not a bunch of sodomy in no fucking Kenya. So there's them now pushing the new lockdowns and the new fake pandemic. Because I told you can't have pandemics every 2 or 3 years. That's out of nature. A real pandemic only occurs once every 400 to 500 years.
Yeah.
Out of nature, not every 2 or 3 years.
And talking about that, the WHO convened an emergency meeting because of that, they are saying that there has been a surge in an mpox virus variant in Africa. So they conveyed an
That
emergency.
was
They
use
summoned an
that
emergency
was use
meeting.
Africa because Africa is a scary thing. You say Africa, the rest of the world, like it's coming from Africa, those dirty niggas with the underdevelopment. Ah, dirty niggas. Ah. That's the scare the rest of the world.
It doesn't stop there, Keith. Whatever you're saying is true because it doesn't stop there. After the emergency meeting, the WHO Director General, his name is Tedros Adhanom, said that they are going to conduct an investigation that will determine whether the outbreak should be considered a global emergency.
I told you they were going to start again tomorrow.
Mhm.
This is one more order, one more government, WHO, WEF, World Economic Forum. This is their shit. So this them trying to come with a new pandemic. It's all nonsense again.
Yeah, he actually
The
put out
world's
a
all
tweet.
fake.
He actually put out a tweet saying, so let me read for you the tweet by the WHO Director
I
General.
know.
He said,
They
in
want
light
to
of,
use the UN and
yes,
NATO to lock countries down, start the mask on shit because they want to come out there now talking about all the people unvaccinated kill people doing that same old shit again. If you're vaccinated, you shouldn't have died. Unvaccinated ain't killing not a goddamn person. That's the scam they're using because what they're trying to do again, Demore, is lock down the world so they can give these death shots to everybody. The white people out. That's their goal. Go ahead, read it.
so he tweeted that in light of the spread of mpox outside DRC and the potential for further international spread within and outside Africa, I have decided to convene an emergency committee under the international health regulations to advise me whether to declare the pandemic, to declare the outbreak a global emergency. That is his tweet today at 5:59 p.m. just a few minutes ago. So
Yeah. So how many people?
it looks like they
How
want to
many?
declare it a
How
pandemic.
many people are practicing sodomy in the DR Congo when they're getting bombed and displaced? Demore.
So now to battle that, of course, they don't want you thinking that monkeypox is caused by uh, homosexuality. So now they are reporting that in DRC, nearly 70% of the cases are among children aged 15 and younger. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the official reports. So now they are trying to take away that conversation that these are just homosexuals who are getting the mpox. So now they hit you with, but 70% of the cases in
Yeah.
Congo are
And they
kids.
got to put it in Congo like they did with AIDS. Ah, it's the dirty Africans. These dirty niggas. The backwardness and the low IQ niggas and they monkey pox. Ah. So yeah. So they use that another lie. They see if they can start again, but most people know it's a lie. So we'll see where they're trying to go. They're talking about America's trying to get locked down by the UN and NATO. Motherfucker, it'll be World War III in this bitch. You ain't locking nobody down, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
We're not gonna have it. We know what you're doing. Shit about it's the unvaccinated. Why the unvaccinated dead? The
Now
unvaccinated ain't died. Go
on
ahead.
this mpox, they go on to say that this new monkeypox that we are seeing in Africa is nothing like what you've ever seen. This is a new variant and it's very dangerous. It's killing
Always.
85% of the
Uh-huh.
people infected. So if you get
Uh-huh.
infected with this new variant, you have a 15% survival chance.
But they also
Yes,
they
and
had
it's a
another.
new variant. You've never seen this before.
I've never seen another man's asshole either. Stay out of it.
Yeah. So now you can expect in the coming months, in the coming weeks, talks about global immunization, talk about the new mpox vaccine that will now
Yeah.
have you not
Yeah.
yep. That is the
Yeah.
talk that is going to come now.
They already got that already ready. mRNA, same old shit. If they can get away with it, the whole thing is the genocide the planet, Demore. That's the scam. That's the psychopath scam. Steal all the resources for the few groups and genocide the majority of the planet. They told you they want to genocide 7.8 billion people.
Wow. But that's
Yeah.
the whole world.
Done. The whole world has 8 billion. They only want like 300 million left, 3 to 400 million
Wow.
people left as the slaves. And that was supposed to be the Chinese Asians, because the Chinese are considered more docile, more obedient. So they were gonna leave the 300 million Chinese around to be the slaves.
Wow.
Yeah, it's deep, some deep shit. That was just a puppet. So they get done with him, they'll put a bullet in his head and throw him in a ditch. For real.
It's all eugenics now. I'm starting to see it.
Eugenics, I told you, eugenics. Go back and study that from 100 years ago. And you see the same names, Rockefeller, Rothschild, who owned everything. They started the eugenics movement. I mean,
Does
they
it-
first, I told you about their first pandemic. Put up this again, Demore. See how many people died in the Spanish flu pandemic? They caused that shit. When did he flu? It's a lie. They vaccinated people, they all died. So they died because they fucked up vaccine 100 years ago. So how many people died in the Spanish flu pandemic? That didn't
50
start
million. 50 million people died
from,
from that pandemic.
Spain. That didn't start from Spain. Killed them because they took that vaccine. They took the diabolical vaccine and lined up all over the world and shit. And then they want to see how much control they have. That was their first year in the program. I said, damn, they killed a lot of motherfuckers off. Shit. And so, through wars, famine, and pestilence, how they want to kill up the world. But now it's taking too long. They want a world war, and they want a world war, but they start now, a world war and a pandemic to wipe you motherfuckers out.
Now it's the mpox. So, as it comes to
Monkeypox and the bird, they gonna use monkeypox and the bird flu. So, the bird flu, they want to kill all the chickens to stop your food supply.
What?
So the bird flu.
Oh, I think I heard Joby talk about it on one of her shows.
Yeah, that's kill off all your chickens all over the world. And they want to stop the rice, the chickens, cheapest form of food, which most people live off of, so they can cause starvation.
And so,
So I'd be dumb enough to take these damn vaccines. Good luck to you. You'll be taking a dirt nap, nigga.
As we come to the end of the show, today we've been talking about how Nigeria detained students for detained students for protesting with Russian flags. And I said, it as much as that is an ignorant thing to do, I mean, the students and the Nigerian people protesting with Russian flags is ignorant. It's not a crime to be ignorant. It's not criminal. You do not get detained for being ignorant.
I'm ignorant. Understand, Demore.
It's ignorant, kid.
No, understand, Demore. No, wait, understand. Understand. Let me make my case before you go crazy. Understand. Those people use the Russian flags are in the north. Those are Hausa Fulani. Their people are from Niger and Mali. Those are Hausa Fulani in Niger. They're literally the same people. So all they did was give their cousins, hey, take this Russian flag so you annoy your government. They didn't get them from Russia. They got it from their people across the border. This fake border the cracker made. They're their own people.
But you carrying a flag in a demo means that it's more like, I mean, I'm protesting against my government, but the Russians are better. It's the talk about it all goes back to the talk about the lesser devil and the bigger devil, talking about, I mean, we're fighting against the system, but at least the Russians are the lesser devils. I mean, they treat us better, even if it's
Right. Right.
no,
That's true.
I don't want to see any Kenyan demonstrating
That's
with a foreign
that's
flag.
true. That's
Yeah.
true too. But it goes against the African ignorance. So you're talking about Africans have never been able to unify with each other. That's why. Look, if we're gonna be honest, if we're gonna be brutally honest, I'm gonna hurt some feelings. Africa's fucked up because of the damn tribal shit. No one could ever take over Africa. Africans didn't hate each other. The Africans weren't easily taught to hate each other. The Africans' IQ wasn't all fucked up. So they're easily, that's why everybody come in and get rich in Africa, but Africans. Chinese come in, East Indians can come in. So, if we want to be honest, Africans hold some responsibility why they're all fucked up. Because they refuse to unite. They're doing it now, I'm saying in the past. They refuse to have brotherly love towards one another. And the only people that hate the same people, hey, goddamn, motherfucker, you don't know I mean. Your IQ's that fucked up. You think I'm a Kikuyu and you and Lewin we're different? You really believe that shit? Your IQ, you are a moron. So you're supposed to be conquered.
If the Nigerians were actually out in the street demonstrating, carrying Ugandan flags, I would be very happy. Or carrying not South African flag.
They're not gonna carry no other Africans. Africans hate other Africans. That's right. They love white people more than they love. That's why they got the Russian flag.
It's an ignorant move by Nigerians carrying foreign flags. Any African country going out to demonstrate carrying a foreign flag is ignorant. But then being ignorant, arresting them is not ignorant. It's stupid. It's not a crime to be ignorant.
Well,
yeah.
I know you worship everybody else but you. You look for everybody else to help you but you, like you said.
Yeah.
The Russians are treating us better than Russians. Never your own self. That's why you got the flight. Even what's the term the Nigerians are called leaving maybe have their own slogan. I think it's called Jab. It's a slogan they got called escaping Nigeria. That the majority of people want to leave Nigeria instead of fight and free it. So the Africans can't say they could never change anything because you're the majority. You could never say, well, your governments have been fucked up. So I really miss somebody saying that your governments have been fucked up, treating you fucked up, and you never done nothing about it. You know, for generations, you've had fucked up. So you got a small minority of white people that control everything, just like in South Africa. South African people just there, and you've done nothing about it. So at the end of the day, Africans got to blame themselves of being fucked up and being impoverished because they tolerated it. So generation after generation, they tolerated the impoverishment of themselves. So it's only the Kenyans down there like, hey man, enough of this shit. You know, see, the Kenyans still ain't went as far as the Bangladeshis, and the Bangladeshis that goddamn, they said, hey, Kenyans inspired us. Bangladesh said, fuck this. Whole government's going down. We don't come in, gotta die. It's in the thousands of people died in Bangladesh. They're like, so what? We gonna get rid of this fucked up ass government. Or gotta go. That doesn't represent us. So, did an African get a backbone and spine like Kenya and completely say, fuck it, the whole government's gotta go. What comes next? Motherfucker, you built what's next. I always ask the same dumbass questions. What comes next? Did we get rid of these rulers and these other? Motherfucker, you decide what comes next once you topple shit. You decide.
Yep. Actually, your voice is back. I think you just needed to. Your voice is okay now.
Just needed to
talk. No, it's okay now. It was bad when you started. Now it's all right. Just needed to talk.
It's still bad, but Um, so Africans, take back Africa. Stop running.
And stop the as
Stop
we come
worshiping other people but yourself.
to the end, stop the naivety of the lesser devil and the bigger devil. The devil is a devil. Do away with all the devils. Start it from there. The bigger, the lesser. Let us stop the
You're
naivety
right.
of thinking that foreigners are going to come and
You
rescue us.
can't. You're right. You can't replace one white people for another group of white people.
Yeah.
That don't work.
Much love, family.
Because
I'll
the
see
Russians
you.
are racist this shit too.
They're the same people. And we are the same people. So there is them and there is us. So much love, family. See you. Join Job in the next few minutes with some now your voice is back, but your network is messed up. It's one thing or the other. So much love, family. I'll see you tomorrow on Friday updates. Enjoy the rest of your day.